went through bankruptcies. I went through extreme wealth. I saw the spectrum upside and sideways, everything.
It's my life. Whatever I do today is going to change the trajectory of my future generation. I'm not talking about my kids. I'm talking about my
Legacy.
kids.
Family.
Yeah.
It's a person whose stop button is broken. We're so obsessed with our goals and objectives that we don't have a stop button. It's really broken. These are all the traits of the modern alpha.
Tell me, what's important in your life?
I would say.
So welcome everybody to another episode of the J2Hub podcast. And again, we've been pretty consistent this year and we've got some amazing guests lined up for this year. And today I'm joined by a phenomenal person. And if you're anybody in Dubai, no doubt you've seen him on his YouTube channel or you've seen him pop up somewhere. I was absolutely blown away when I had a look at his bio on his website. The list of awards this guy has won is phenomenal. The things he's done, the business interests he's involved in are absolutely phenomenal. So I thought, you know what? We need to get him on a podcast, get some of that information out of his brain onto the podcast, out to the audience so that it can help everybody. So Seif, thank you so much, first of all, for joining me on the J2Hub podcast.
Brother, thank you very much for having me. It's an honor. And at the same time, thank you for the amazing introduction. Loved it. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's a bit odd because normally you're on the other side interviewing people.
Yeah.
So this time you're in the hot seat.
Yeah. You know, when I started the podcast, it was opposite. I was always interviewed.
Okay.
And then when I started the podcast, it looked different, felt different.
Yeah.
But now I balance between both. So it's good.
Okay. Well, listen, before we get into the juicy stuff, just for the audience listening, tell me, first of all, in a smallish nutshell, who is Seif? What's Seif all about? Your background and what leads you here in Dubai today?
Okay. In a very quick nutshell, I passed many journeys. I had different careers. Like, let's talk about the corporate career. I'm a corporate guy. Spent majority of my life in corporate until I reached the CMO position for Samsung Electronics.
Okay.
And I was based at that time in Russia. So I worked with Samsung in South Korea headquarters, then moved in Russia. That was my corporate career. Then said like, okay, time for entrepreneurship journey. So in entrepreneurship journey, I manage a portfolio of 8 figures companies across real estate, consumer electronics, trading, coaching, training, what else? Magazines, the podcast, the platform, media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the sports side, used to be Mr. Olympia 2014,
Nice.
national team of Kung Fu. And I'm an author. So many hats. Originally Egyptian.
Okay. So you've been a busy boy, huh?
Absolutely. Busy alpha, I like to put it this way.
Tell me about the alpha, actually, because I saw that the name alpha, what's it all about?
Okay, back in COVID, when everybody was sitting at home, doing nothing except looking at other people, what they're doing, or looking at Netflix. At that time, I was a closed book.
Mm-hmm.
I was always under the radar. Nobody knows what I'm doing. And I love this at that period of time. And I start looking at online, I start seeing people like really doing nothing, wasting their time. And I'm always about not wasting time. I like to put my time into my use.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts to irritate me. I'm an emotional person, start to get irritated. And I wanted to push people beyond their comfort zone. So I created this kind of alpha movement that really pushed people beyond their comfort zone in the areas of entrepreneurship, mindset, because I'm a big believer in a mindset. And I started the alpha movement. So why the term alpha came from? Why you say alpha? Is it a gender oriented? It's male oriented. It's a male or female. So it's in a nutshell, it's male and a female. An alpha can be a male, an alpha can be a female. And if you go back in time, what's an alpha? People will say it's the leader of the pack. It's the first letter of the Greek alphabet. So it's always the leader. But by time and the evolution in modern time, alpha is not all about being the dominant behavior, the controlling behavior, the egocentric. It's absolutely changed.
Mm-hmm.
Changed to what? It's the person, I like to put a statement because that's an alpha for me. And I say that it's a person whose stop button is broken. We're so obsessed with our goals and objectives that we don't have a stop button. It's really broken. Besides the traits that really defines an alpha, it's the person who takes tough decisions. We live in an environment that people are laid back. They don't like to take decisions. So a person who takes tough decisions, fiercely determined, responsible, impactful, take care of the loved ones in his close circle. These are all the traits of the modern alpha. That's why I embodied these kind of traits in the alpha movement.
Mm-hmm.
And when I created the Alpha Movement, I had to make an impact on a global scale. So I did a couple of pillars with regards to the Alpha Movement, which is the podcast, the Alpha Talks, the book series, the magazine, the Alpha Mag, and an online training platform. And of course, there is a club.
Okay. Sounds good, because typically when you think of alpha, you think alpha male. The word male comes to mind, but you've summed it up totally differently.
There is an alpha male and there is an alpha female. And we even, I like to give this example. If I'm sitting in a room with Obama, who's the alpha in the room? So it depends on the environment and the circumstances that you're in. Exactly when there is a female. The woman can be an alpha outside of home, right? She's alpha within her career, getting her objectives. But once she's at home, she needs to mellow down a little bit.
Bring it down a bit. Yeah,
exactly. So you wear different hats.
Yeah. So Seif, two things you said there that really stuck out to me was you don't have a stop button and you don't like to waste time.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So tell me, what's your typical day look like from morning till evening, from the minute you wake to the minute you sleep?
Oh my God.
I'm inquisitive to find out what your diary and your day looks like.
It's pretty packed. I don't like to be bored. So it's pretty packed in a way. I wake up very early. Let's put it in a 6-ish time frame. The first thing that I do is I do my personal development, and I have to develop myself every day, regardless, whatever it is. So, and you will tell me why, because somebody punched me with it when I was a kid. Let me give you a quick story about it because it's important. I used to work in Samsung in headquarters, and at that time I was moving from Egypt to Korea. And when I moved to Korea, I didn't want to go back to Egypt because I saw the international exposure, I saw the experience that I'm getting, and I was primed over there. Like everybody knew who's Seif, the results bringing for the company. And HR once called me and said, like, Seif, you need to go back to Egypt. Your time in headquarters finished. You need to go back to Egypt. It's done. Then I said, like, okay, I will not go anywhere. Everybody in headquarters wants Seif to be in headquarters. The guy, the HR, whispered and I said, Seif, put your ego down. I can replace you with an empty chair in 2 seconds.
Wow.
Shit. From that day, literally, I said, I will not hear these words again, that I'll be replaced. One of them is to be personally developed each and every day. So it's Bible, Quran, whatever you call it. For me, like 2 hours, I'm developing myself each and every day. Then I have my sports. Then I have my focus time. Before I leave home, I have 2-3 hours that I kill the things that needs to be killed to move me towards my goal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then, the day takes you through the meetings, the Zooms, the in-person meetings, and. Then you have the quality time. Then I bookend my day also with the personal development, usually reading.
Sure.
And I plan my next day.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does, in the mornings, the 2 hours of personal development, what does that involve?
Depends on my goal.
Okay.
Like, for example, my goal in this quarter to be to develop let's say, my sales skills.
Okay.
So I'm doing everything regarding the sales. For example, reading the books about sales, taking the courses, the seminars, whatever I have in these 2 hours within the quarter goals, I develop myself in this period.
So it's not generic development.
Absolutely.
It's targeted towards something.
Absolutely towards the goal that I want. I want to develop myself, for example, the period that I launched my online training platform and I wanted to understand funnels. Yes, I'm not an expert in funnels.
Yeah.
We have people running the funnels, but I don't want to be an idiot in the room, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to understand how things are going. So I develop myself in funnels. So when I talk to a person, I understand what he's talking about.
Yeah, I kind of gather that you're one of those people that need to know how it works, but not necessarily be running it after that.
Exactly.
Okay.
To be able to think and give direction to the people, I need to understand how it works.
Sure. So that statement, I want to take you back to that statement that happened in Samsung. That must have been a right kick in the nuts, right? If it's still stuck with you to this day.
There are a couple of moments in my life. There are some statements I cannot forget. And I recently published a book. It's called Unleash the Alpha. And all the theme inside of this book is about watch me. It's always within, somebody told me something. And I don't want to say it hurted me, but it's not shot in the heart that it kept with me. But I had to constructively revenge. So one of them is the Samsung thing. The other thing was with my aunt, which she's my second mother, 100%. One day when I was a kid, she told me, like, you're an idiot. I was like, oh shit. And I literally, at that time, I was off studies. I was totally in sports. So I was not into schools. Studies was nothing. When she said this, though, I transformed. Literally transformed. Became top of the school, top. This is one thing. The other thing was with my father. We run a family business. And at that time, I was starting my online presence. And he looked at me once in a board meeting and said, like, I'll show you that the offline business that we do is much more, I would say, profitable than the bull online that you're doing. Different generation, different view of things.
He didn't understand it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But for me, it's like, okay, watch me. And especially when you're dealing with these type of people, your response can be arrogant. Your response can be disrespectful. So let the results speak.
Sure.
And these are all, and in my book, really, my theme is watch me. Everything that changed in my life was a moment of watch me.
So those two big things that happen have really stuck with you. Your aunt telling you that you're an idiot.
Of course.
And the guy from Samsung saying he could replace you in 2 seconds.
Empty chair.
Yeah. See, for me, I had an episode maybe in 2018 where, again, up until 2018, I thought I was untouchable. I had there's 2 episodes I'll tell you about. The one episode was where I thought I was untouchable until I got in trouble with the police, until I got arrested, until I was put in prison for 48 hours and I was facing maybe 2 to 3 years in prison for the actions that I'd done. And I don't care how much of a big alpha man you think you are. When you're in front of a judge in a court and he's telling you you're going to prison, the first thing that happens is tears come out your eyes.
Of course, you crack.
You do. And your liberty's gone, your freedom's gone. And for me to walk away from that situation, even the judge said, he goes, I'm taking pity on you because you're working towards a degree. I can see that you're trying to change your life. He goes, but if I ever see you again in this courtroom, even for a minor crime, I'm going to put you into prison.
Oof.
So for me, that
Wow.
still sticks to this. True. And I was 18 at the time. Second episode happened in my life where I thought I was untouchable in business. I got to 12 years with a company that I started from a small room. We grew it to a big company. And I thought, man, we've made it past 5 years. I'm safe. We've made, excuse the pun line, I'm safe.
Yeah.
We made it past 10 years. I thought, man, that's it. I'm going to be retired by 35, 40. We got to 11 years. There was a bit of an itch. 12 years, I got ill. I took 3 months off with pneumonia. And in that time, I lost 3 of my biggest clients. When I came back, I had to go into voluntary liquidation because those 3 big clients were the ones that were propping the company up.
The best thing, what the story that you said is you built a company in 10 years to a level that you thought you'd a mogul.
Yes.
And then in a couple of months,
it was bang, gone.
Done.
Someone pulled the rug from my feet, man.
True.
And I remember, the bank arriving with the tow truck and taking the cars from the front of the factory.
Yeah, oh my God.
And I still remember that feeling. I looked at my neighbor on this side, I looked at my neighbor on this side, and it was embarrassment.
Yeah.
But one thing that taught me was it humbled me, man. It humbled me right down to here. And my wife said to me, she goes, I hope you realize that you're not untouchable.
Yeah, true.
God works in mysterious ways and he can ruin you at any time.
100%. Since you talked about the ego thing, when I was in Samsung, I was the youngest CMO. And I grew very fast in a very, very short period of time. And don't forget, I come from Egypt. And you become this youngest CMO in all Samsung Group, your ego hits the ceiling. You start to be blind. You feel that you're untouchable.
Yes.
And then I remember the day that I started fucking everything around. Because my ego blinded me, so I thought I can do anything. And I don't need anybody anymore. And I started, even the relationships that I had that helped me reach where I am, I started to screw it. My relationship with my family started to screw it. Not intentionally, unintentionally, because I was absolutely blinded. And the moment of reflection came. What the hell am I doing? Humble down, or you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
And really, it's a lesson in my life as well.
Yeah.
People think that being humble is something bad. No, it's wisdom. When your ego takes over, you're done. You're done by relationships, and even you're done by developing yourself.
Yeah.
Because once your ego takes over, you think that you know everything. But unfortunately, nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
So you stop developing yourself, you stop listening to people, taking people's opinions and advice. And this is, that you are spiraling down.
Yeah. And I think, you know what? I think that comes with age as well. As you get older, you mature. And I've noticed if I look at myself in my 20s, I was quite outspoken. I was quite loud. You get on and you think, you know what? I don't really want to talk much.
True. I want to listen.
Yeah. I want to listen. God gave me 2 of these and 1 of these.
True.
So let me listen more. And then you find that your circle of friends gets smaller. I can probably count on 3 fingers who my friends are, you know? And then you start to realize, actually, I can spend long periods of time with myself and my mind, and I'm actually quite happy.
True. I can look at the ceiling and, oh my God, I'm going to freaking enjoy the ceiling.
Man, and I thought I was the only nut job who went through that, because my wife used to say to me, she goes, how is it that I can go away for 2 weeks back to England to see my mother, and you're fine?
True.
On Monday, I leave for Bali for 1 month, and I'm staying in a mountain on the side of
And I'm super happy.
for 1 month on my own. And she goes, you're going to be bored. I said, no, I'm not.
No.
I said, you don't understand. This is a mental reset for me.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward. She goes, you can't go out. She goes, you can't smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
You can't drink any alcohol. There's no nightclubs, no nothing. It's just you and your work, your sleep, and you can train, and that's it.
But this is heaven.
Yeah, absolutely.
You reach that point. You know, one of the things which is actually good about, like you said, like you were outspoken. One of the skills that people lack these days, which is extremely important to people's success, is the skill which we say people ignore it, which is the skill of being an observant. And in order to be an observant, you need to shut up. You need to look, you need to listen, you need to analyze what's happening around you in order to build your action steps afterwards. We lack being an observant. And this comes by age.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you know, again, referring back to my wife, she says to me sometimes, she goes, James, I can't work you out. You can sit for hours in a coffee shop, say, working. And she goes, you like to people watch? I go, yeah, I do like to people watch, because I like to see people in situations, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what he does. I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder where he's going. I wonder what his life's like, you know? And she goes, you have some weird pastimes. And I go, it's not weird. It's just me sitting, reflecting on what's going on around me, because we get so caught up with what's going on in our life that you forget.
It helps you to think out of the box.
Yeah.
Because being an observant, which is an important thing, leads you to think outside of the box, which is extremely important for the success that we're trying to achieve anyways. Like, and when people tell me, okay, thinking outside of the box is not important. No, it's freaking important, because a postcard won't develop into a telephone without thinking outside of the box.
Absolutely.
Observing things happening around you. So yes, I would say by age and the wisdom that you gain through your lifetime, but it's something that we lack these days from being super dynamic, super, how we call it, distracted. You need this time, that a month in Bali on the mountains. It's highly needed. Yeah. I was talking to 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 a couple of weeks back. He says he always takes almost 2-3 months a year off the grid.
Yeah.
To reset, be able to think and move ahead. People think that we don't have the time to reset, but it's important for you to progress. Today I was talking, when we were coming, I said like, okay, it's time to I can't take a couple of months, but I can take a couple of days. I need to go step back a little bit, couple of days, strategize and move forward. Yeah. It's extremely important.
Yeah. Because I felt in myself I needed it, because it got to the point where I'm doing tasks, I'm forgetting what I've written down. Everything's getting overloaded. The planner's getting bigger, longer, and nothing's getting done. You know? And sometimes the day's just going like this with me doing stupid shit. So I thought just need to remove myself from this whole situation, get away, reset, and work out what's important.
100%. Yeah. Aligned.
Something I wanted to share with you. So this morning I watched a video by, you've probably seen him, the old man, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗲𝗏, the guy with the big long beard. Yep. You know, and it was a very short video, and it really hit home, and I had to share it on social media, because he said, whatever argument you're having right now, whatever thing that you really desire, the new car, you're lusting over a woman, whatever you might be doing, he goes, just remember, when you're dead, you came with 0 and you're leaving with absolute 0. So if you're about to have an argument with someone, just remind yourself that this is going to be pointless in 5 seconds, because you're not taking it with you.
With you at all.
You know, and it's such a simple statement that he made, and we all know that.
But you know, the problem is what, and even the thing that I always talk to my guests, because you reach a point when you hit over 40, your wisdom starts to appear.
Yeah.
Okay. And when the wisdom starts to appear, you start to talk to young people and say like, nothing matters. You don't need to buy the expensive watch. You don't need to buy the expensive car. But that's when you hit about 40, about 50.
Yeah.
But you forget yourself
Yeah.
when you were 20 and you were hunting every single thing.
Absolutely.
So it's a matter of age. It's a matter of experience that you pass through. But again, we need to give credit to the young generations. They have to pass through this shit.
Yes.
They have to pass. Don't get sucked into it, but pass and take the lesson and move forward.
You're right. Because as soon as I got over 40, it was like that.
Exactly.
You've hit the nail on the
True.
head. I remember being 25, buying a brand new 911 and feeling on top of the world,
exactly.
you know?
And you want the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. But now...
And you feel good for how long? When you buy a new car, you feel good for maybe a few days?
She knows a second.
Yeah.
A second. One second.
And after that, you're like, okay, now it's done.
Doesn't matter. Next.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And you know, there is a statement that says like, when you too much focus on the goals, so your life is miserable until you reach the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then, because you can excuse yourself, I'm working towards something. But once you reach it, you're happy 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, then the next goal. So you're miserable again until you reach the next goal. So your life is what? About being miserable. But again, because we are fighting too much young generation, let them live their life. Let them try it.
Yeah.
You just advise, like, don't focus too much on that. Enjoy it. Have it.
Yeah.
But from our opinion, we don't want to say that we're super old. We're not. But let them live their life, giving them the advice, let them pass through these things until they learn from it.
Yeah.
The best thing is to learn from to experiment it. Not die in it, but experiment it. Then you will learn the lesson. Just speaking about it too much won't give a huge benefit to them.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Some good points there. So, Seif, tell me, you've lived across how many different countries? 7, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
7 different countries?
Living, yeah. Traveling a lot, but living, yes.
I think I might know the answer to this question, but which has been the best country you've lived in or settled in? So guys, if you're thinking of investing in Dubai, we offer 2 services. Number 1, you can book a consultation call with us. Now, what this consultation call involves, it's a full overview of Dubai where we show you what's going on where and where the new up-and-coming spots are to invest. It's a totally free call, so I highly advise if Dubai is pricking your attention, get that call booked in so you can find out where to invest next.
What is it? What do you think?
I think where you are now.
At the current moment, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything in life has its being in the right place at the right time.
Sure.
Okay. My prime time was in Moscow. Okay, so I can't deny that Moscow's close to me. Because
that's when you're on the top of your game, right?
Top corporate and my, like, between the early 30s and it's my prime time.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's why it's close to me. And my height in corporate. So I can't say Moscow, no. But of course, Dubai at the right time, at the right location, place, political, economical. That's the city where you need to be in it right now. So close city to me is Dubai. But I am blessed to be able to live in different countries, to understand the value of each and see the blessings that I am where I'm in right now. Because if you're coming from one country to Dubai, you won't feel it. You will compare one city to city.
Sure.
But living across different cities, you will really see the things that maybe it won't come to your head. Like the safety, the security, the ease of doing business, setting up things. These are all things that when you're in a different country versus, for example, Turkey. For example, let's say I lived in Turkey as well. The cost of, not monetary, but the cost of running a business in Turkey is hell. It's hard.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay.
Here, one of the prime things is to make the cost of doing business or the entry to do a business is pretty simple. So it gets you up and running, the infrastructure, the ecosystem. So Dubai, at the right time. I am in Dubai at the right time.
And how long you been here?
2 years.
Okay, and what brought you here?
Boredom. Literally, I don't like comfort zone.
Yeah.
I literally hate comfort zone. Literally hate doing the same thing, repeated, having the same result, and it's done. Before that, I was in Turkey, and I was doing my family business. Everything is fine. There is nothing more to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And came the thing is, okay, where's my next move? The next move was absolutely opposed by everyone I know. You're going to Dubai, oh my God, extremely competitive. Why you're moving away from your core business? Why you're starting from scratch, where you have everything? I just can't stay still.
Yeah.
I need to move. I need to build. One of the things in the alphas, they are builders. We love to build something. So once you build, unfortunately or fortunately, depends how you look at it, you will move to build the second thing. And that's what made me come to Dubai. Analyzing the whole market around me, it was the right place to come in.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to say it's an easy city to win, because you need to be primed every single day, to be top of your game every single day, but it's the place that you can build something in properly and feel secure. I built businesses in different countries, and it went like this. You built a business in UK, and for a particular reason it went. But I've been businesses in different countries where the country situation, where the government situation in it can make you lose the business in a...
Yeah.
Dubai is not that type.
It was the same for me, you know. In the UK, I was very comfortable. You know, we had a nice home, we had a nice standard of living, but I can really relate to what you said there, getting out your comfort zone. I wasn't growing anymore.
Yeah.
I had a perfect business model where I knew exactly what I was doing in real estate. I was buying properties, renovating them, selling them, making money, going again. But I realized after like project number 12, 13 that
it's done.
I'm bored, man. I'm like bored.
They told me exactly when I was leaving Samsung. I said, I'm done. I can do the campaigns with my smallest finger in my toe, my legs, my feet.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's done. So comfortable to a level that you go to the office every single day. I can blindly give direction to the team to do whatever. Like you become like, you don't add value. And once you feel that you don't add value for this type of DNA, you need to move on.
But do you think there's many people that would just stay there and think, you know what, I've got this right, I've got a nice, comfortable life, why the hell am I saying anything?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
There are the type of, we're different. I would say we're different. There are different type of breeds.
Yeah.
We are in, okay, let me talk about myself. I'm not the type that I will sit in a place that I cannot grow, cannot add value on a continuous basis. Because once you reach this point that you're comfortable, nothing added, we will move. There are people that stay in the same place for years, same position. I'm talking about corporate level. You can be a senior manager for 10 years. This will kill me. I can't take it. You know, in Samsung, there is by policy, you cannot be promoted, or you can only be promoted after 3 years. Every 3 years, you can be promoted.
Okay.
And that's it. I came to my boss, I said, this doesn't work for me. If I didn't get promoted every year, I'm going to leave. So tell me, what do you need from me to be able to break all these policies to be promoted every single year?
Yeah.
And I had this kind of conversation, said like, I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said, I'll deliver this plus the alpha. Get me promoted.
And what was their response?
Done. I was the youngest CMO.
Wow.
In the whole group, by the way.
But it's good that you were able to go in and craft that for yourself, right?
True. And it wasn't easy because I was in a different country. It wasn't absolutely easy. But it will burn me alive.
Yeah.
If there is no progress. And the progress is always, you can see the progress from different perspectives, either monetary or by responsibilities that you have, either by the authority you have or by the value you add for the organization. And I want it all. When I joined Samsung Russia, my eye was at the end result. I want to sit on this chair as soon as I can.
And you knew that very early on?
That was my target. It didn't change. The plan changed several times, but my target didn't change. Literally.
Something you said there, like, you know, similar to, I remember when the business went bankrupt, after that, a very good friend of mine gave me a job. It was a very, very good job at his firm. 6-figure salary, expenses paid for, and my job was entertaining clients. Take them out, sign them up, smooch them, bars, drinks, lunches, all of that nonsense. When I told my friends, like, James, this is a perfect job. Man, what are you complaining about? And for the first month, yeah, it was okay. But then I'm on the London Tube going to work and I'm holding that bar on a packed train. And I remember feeling like a monkey in a cage. And I kept saying to myself, I don't fucking want to be here, man.
Yeah,
this is not what I want to do. I went and told my mum, I'm going to leave. She goes, you just gone through a major disaster.
Yeah.
This guy is paying you more than any job's going to pay you. And you want to walk out and start again from the bottom? I said, yeah.
But we take it.
Absolutely.
We take it.
And I went, I quit, I left, and I restarted and I rebuilt.
True.
And if I hadn't done that, I reckon I still would have been with him right now, enjoying those boozy lunches, taking people out, signing clients up, breaking targets, earning more. But physically as a person, I know I'm wasted.
Not that. You know, the point is what? You have the same type of character that I have. And I cannot say it's right or wrong. Some people will take this job and continue it and they're going to be happy. And it's fine for them.
Yeah.
But for us, it doesn't work. You need to have the fulfillment inside of you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this for a bigger goal, for a bigger objective. Yes, I can take a bump a month or two to pass a particular period, but that's not going to be the way I want to continue.
Yeah.
So it's like different type of people, different personalities react to different situations in life, totally different. You can be broke and you decide to be broke.
Yeah.
Just to reach the goal that you want. Some people, no, just give me any kind of a job, let me pass this thing and I'm gonna be
not
happy
for me, man. I wake up every single morning and I'm aware that I'm getting closer to death.
True.
I know every day, every minute. And my wife says to me sometimes, she goes, you're quite morbid. You talk about death quite a lot. I said, because I'm fully aware that it's coming.
It's coming.
And I do not want to waste any time of my life not doing what I want to do. You know? And I know there's a few things in my life right now that are out of place that need to be in place. One being my physical health. I piled on some weight since being here and I'm out of shape. And I know I need to do something about it. But I'm one of those people that wake up and look in the mirror and I'm critical on myself, angry at myself and think, what the fuck have you done? You know?
What are the actions?
Yeah,
true.
You need to do this and you still haven't done this. And when I talk to other people about this that don't get it, they're like, man, but you're doing okay. I said, I don't want to be doing okay.
True.
I've got one life, man. It's my life. Whatever I do today is going to change the trajectory of my future generation. I'm not talking about my kids. I'm talking about my kids.
Family.
Yeah. What I do now, somebody might look down in 50 years' time and say, great-granddad James changed the way our family's life went.
You know, one thing, if people will listen to this podcast, 90% of people will tell you what? Don't be tough on yourself, man.
Yeah.
Don't be tough. But this is absolutely bull. I prefer to be tough on myself than the market tough on me.
Yeah.
Nor life tough on me. So when people say don't be tough on yourself, just keep your words to yourself. You better be tough to yourself.
Yeah.
Because life won't be that easy on you. So I better face myself than face life.
Absolutely. Because if you're tough on yourself, then when something tough comes along, you're already primed for it.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. Wow. So Seif, tell me, what's important in your life?
Family. Number one. I would say whatever I'm doing, it's towards this big thing, which is family, regardless whatever it is. Either the businesses, the legacy I want to keep, it's all towards family. It's my cornerstone.
So everything you go out and do, your why is, it all comes back into the family.
To the family. And I'm not that type. I try to integrate work and life. So I try to have my family, my partners involved in the business that I do. So we're always in touch, always together, always. Because at the end of the day, nothing more important than family.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. For me, again, it's business, family, and, you know, trying to take care of myself. There's just three things. I don't want to do more than that. I don't want to go out with anybody.
It all fits together. But if your priorities are set correct, you know, that when your priorities and your principles and your values are set, trust me, unstoppable.
Yeah.
You said like, yes, when you face a judge, 100%. But when these things are lined up, nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
You don't need the motivation. You don't need, nothing can stop you. My north map or my compass is totally aligned that nothing can stop me towards it.
So look, let me ask you a question. So everybody watching this, if anybody does any research on you, they're going to see all the flashy blingy stuff, which is what you see. And you, like I said, your bio is fantastic. What was it like for you growing up as a child? Have you always had nice things, or how was early years for you growing up, family, getting to where you are?
Lovely question, actually. My life passed through different phases. Okay, mid-class family, just bottom line. So it's a mid-class family. I was super sports oriented, so I had no interest in business, education, studies. I was a kung fu fighter, so it's like just punching people. The things that I loved. But then things changed. Then I became a person that's knowledgeable, who wants to study, who wants to... The best thing I think that happened in my life, that my mother put in me the meaning of being responsible. Being responsible of yourself, being responsible of your decisions, being responsible of your family. And from there, I didn't take any help from anyone. So yes, I come from mid-class family, but I didn't get any monetary support through my, I would say, journey. I went through bankruptcies. I went through extreme wealth. I saw the spectrum upside and sideways, everything. But I give this credit to my mother, since I have this in me that I am responsible for everything about my life, and even the people around me, I'm going to make it happen. Even if I went to bankruptcy, even if I went to the top of the spectrum, I literally saw everything. From top to bottom. But since you're responsible about yourself, being responsible, whatever, I would say, whatever shit you're passing through, you're confident enough, you're going to pass it.
Yeah. And I think that all comes back down to your mindset, right?
100%. You know, I get a lot of people like when tell me like, Seif, when we know you in person, you're different than what we see you online and whatever, but you look fearless. You don't care about... No, I'm human at the end of the day. I have my fears. I have my weaknesses. I have no problem having them. But I'm super duper confident that regardless the fears, the weakness that I have, that I will get what I want. So the fears and will not stop me from getting it, because I'm confident enough that I will achieve that.
Yeah.
This being said, I'm not born confident.
It's developed.
You build your confidence. You need... Confidence is a result. It's not a state of mind. Based on the things that I did and I accumulated, I have the ability to reach what I want.
Yeah. You know, time and time again, every successful person that I speak to, or every person that I speak to that's at the top of their game, it all comes down to one thing in a roundabout way that they say. I mean, I was with Anthony Middleton last week. He's from the SAS. He's quite well known in the UK. I bumped into him while I was out, and he said very powerful thing that I find with people over and over and over again. And in a summary, it is, I don't give a fuck what's going on out there. Nothing is going to control this. I don't care if it's a failure, a success, if I'm drinking alcohol, if I'm taking drugs. I am the only person who can sit here and control my mind.
True.
And I'm finding that time and time again, the more people I speak to, it seems to hone down to one particular skill, which is controlling your mind.
100%. But I want to add something to it, because we live in an era, you know, every now and then you get a trend and people hop on it, and you think that's the thing that you need. You pass by, for example, the new trend, spirituality. Everybody becomes spiritual, and like, with regards to mindset, you can't say only the mindset is important. It's impossible. Mindset is important and skill set important. You need to have both in order to succeed. Because if you have the mindset and you just like motivated so much, but you don't have the skills and the ability to do something, where we see a lot, then you won't achieve any kind of success. Or if you have the skill sets, but you don't have the mindset, you also won't achieve anything. You need to combine both. You need to have the proper mindset, the correct mindset, which you control this. And at the same time, they have the tools, the ability to translate what's in your mind into a positive result. So it's both works together. It can be only mindset, or skill set. Either you're going to be super dumb or super nerd.
Yeah. Needs to be a synergy between the two, yeah? You know, I always say to people say to me, James, you've come across some big challenges, you know, losing a business, losing your parents, being bankrupt, being wealthy. You know, how does it all work for you? And in the simplest way, I say to them, I say, look, your mind is inside a black box, yeah? Your mind, your brain can't see out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got your eyes and your ears, so you can choose what you look at, because what you look at feeds into your brain.
100%.
You
Filter.
can choose what you listen to, because that goes back into your brain. So I go, you perfectly placed to go out there and read a good book and fill your mind with good stuff. Or go out there, listen to a good podcast, fill your mind with good stuff. So if anybody listening out there say, how can I get on this mindset journey? The simplest thing is choose what you look at, choose what you listen to, choose what you read.
Control your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Control your thoughts. There's a lovely statement that say, what you think is what you say. And what you say is what you do. And what you do, it's what you're going to be known for. And what you're going to be known for is your legacy. So it all starts with what you think, the thought. And in order to control your thought, you need to understand the filters that you're not watching dumb stuff, stupid stuff to feed your brains with dumb stuff. You're not watching all negative things. So everything starts with the filter.
Yeah, yeah. And you're in perfect control of it, you know, even with your social media. I say,
it's hard, but these days it's hard, but you can control it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like this experiment when you have this glass of, let's say, Pepsi, and then you need to pour water in this Pepsi so the glass becomes
clear,
transparent and clear.
Yeah.
So this is exact. You need to feed your brains positivity, new information, positive information, rather than the earthquake, the bomb, the terrorist, the bomb, I don't need all the shit. Because this glass at the end is the filter where you see the world with.
Yeah, yeah, true. Seif, would you say you're a spiritual person? Do you have a faith? Do you believe in a higher being?
Of course, in a way, yes. I'm a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And relationship with God is quite strong in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Strong belief, spirituality, but not the modern way.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple and straight.
Just simple and straight, yeah.
Higher power.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
But in this new trend of spirituality, doesn't fit me.
Yeah.
I don't feel it resonates with me.
Yeah. I've always had the belief of that there's somebody higher controlling stuff.
Of course.
Which helps me to control my actions in the sense that I know that if somebody's watching me and I'm going to present myself to them on Judgment Day, that there's certain things that I'm not going to do.
100%.
You know? So,
and we're humans at the end of the day. There's a set of values and principles and beliefs, and it comes from
the higher power.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's always been odd to me when somebody says they don't believe in God. They don't believe there's a creator.
No. This I can't. This, you know, these kind of discussions, I don't like it. Like,
you don't like it too?
I don't. we don't have common ground. Like from where did we appear? From where?
Science.
Yeah. Oh.
Big Bang.
Oh, exactly.
Oh man, Seif. So obviously you're quite well educated. You know, I'm educated myself. In this modern era where there's stuff like AI, the way people are making money, social media influencers, how important do you feel education is still to this day?
Extremely important. Extremely important.
Mm.
You always need to educate yourself. You always need to be top of your game. You can't, if you're saying before you will rust by not studying in a way or a form, these days 100% you will be, because the competition from people, humans like you, is already high, and the second, technology is eating it over.
Yeah.
So you need to up your game. And okay, AI, fine. So what, you will sit in your couch and do nothing? No, like educate yourself to a way that you're going to be until the foreseeable future, let's put it this way, because so much people look at 10, 15 years down the line and paralyze themselves. No, educate yourself, keep educating yourself, because again and again, the best investment that you will do in your life is what?
Yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot, you work in real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when people come and tell me like, okay, say if I made 50K and I want to invest, where to invest? Stocks, real estate. Too early.
Mm.
Take this 50K, put in yourself, develop your skills. So from this investment, the returns can be 200, 300, 400, 500%.
Yeah.
Once you break the 6 figures, 7 figures, start to invest in real estate, passive income. But before that, you need to generate money from you.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I say to the young generation, I say, look, education is the only thing somebody can't take from you.
True.
They can take your wealth, they can
True.
take your house, they can take everything. But you could be poor sitting on a street corner and still have your education.
True.
And what that means is you can dust yourself off and you can at least go and work in your profession.
True.
Because you're trained in that.
100%.
Because I get it now. My eldest son's 14 going on to 15 now. He's at that whole area where he's starting to make his choices on what he's going to do in the future for school. And he's chose some good options, but unlike my wife who's education, because she's a teacher, so she gets it. Me, sometimes I can say something that might influence him in the wrong way, you know, and because I'm seeing the way life's going. But even then, I still feel it's important.
You know, it depends. Again, at the end of the day, what type of education we're getting. Okay, life now, okay, having a school education, having a university education, okay, it's fine. But that's not enough in our today's era. Because the schools, the universities doesn't teach you the street type of smartness that you need to have.
Sure.
Okay, like the financial education. What kind of school teach you financial educations? How to manage a cash flow, how to... Entrepreneurship in general, where it's studied? Nowhere. So you need to have the side type of educations. But the problem also is now every second person deem themselves as they are coaches, mentors, and.
Yeah.
Where you see there is no background, credibility, history of what you're saying. So you need to pick right.
Yeah. Especially in Dubai, you can hire a nice car. You can take some lovely photos and videos.
Of course.
You can present yourself as a coach.
True.
And you can say to people, I'm going to charge you $10,000 and I'll get you there.
Nothing.
You know, and you're going to get absolutely nothing. And people are falling for this time and time again.
You know, Dubai everywhere, literally now, every second person. You know, back 5 years ago, I used to say the marketing job is the job of nobody. Which means like every second person is like, I'm a marketeer.
Yeah.
Like based on what? Just I'm a marketeer. I'm a social media manager. Now, I'm a coach. I will do a podcast. I will make an online course. I will write a PDF and I call it a book. I call myself an author. And then you understand where I'm going.
Yeah.
So it's becoming very tough to even to choose. So when somebody wants to learn something, really choose. The options are a lot. Credibility, results. It's like real estate. When you buy a real estate, you have criteria to pass through, right?
Of course.
Location, developer, this infrastructure, this and that. The same with coaches. There is some criteria. It's not a car.
Seif, I've got 2 more questions for you before we wrap it up. First one, anybody young watching this, I say young, younger than us, maybe in their 20s, 30s, you know, they're at that cross point where you were thinking, you know, I need to go into entrepreneurship. I want to do something for myself. What would your advice be to that person listening, thinking, I'm on this verge, I need to make a break from what I'm doing?
You know, regarding this question or any other thing is, what is the objective of this move? That person I will always ask. What is the objective of this move? What does being an entrepreneur means to you? There are a lot of people means nothing. Let's put it this way. Which means, let me put it in a better perspective. If your idea is to have no boss, no. You have a boss, which is you.
Yeah.
And he's going to kick your ass. Literally. Because you're not delivering results. You're not getting the money. You. Your boss to have freedom. No, you don't have the freedom. Okay? Your objective is to build a legacy. Something that will take a long time and effort. Then at the end, 80% you will fail. And you're willing to take this hit and jump back again. Then entrepreneurship for you. But if you are trying to be an entrepreneur, that you will build something that will have, and this is an important thing, that will have an intangible asset at the end, that you will be stuck in it, then you will not be able to exit properly, then you're not an entrepreneur. You're an employee in your own company. Because once you want to leave, it will collapse.
Wow.
So when people tell me this, you really need to think properly. Now entrepreneurship is a trend. People like to see the cars, the lifestyle, but nobody sees beyond that or beyond the kitchen, the time that you put, the sacrifices that you make.
Absolutely.
And what is the end goal? If the end goal, again, I'm saying, if the end goal is to have something which with intangible assets that when you decide one day, I want to leave, will it collapse? If the answer is yes, it will collapse, then you are bluffing yourself. You're not an entrepreneur. You're an employee in your own company. 99% of entrepreneurs are like this.
Yeah. Do you know what? And this brings me back to something 𝗏𝗏 said on your podcast. Real estate companies have no value.
True.
When they sell, they're not selling anything. And this is what I love where he said, that's why they've advanced in technological advancements. The things that these guys have done has been phenomenal. So I totally relate to what you've just said there.
True.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, again, we're bluffing ourselves. Being an employee in your own company, working double the time that you will work in a regular corporations. And again, being an entrepreneur or not an entrepreneur not for everyone. If everybody can be an entrepreneur, then we won't have companies.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can be a corporate guy, a super successful corporate guy, making 6, 7, 8 figures even, if you want to be successful, because you can be successful in this route. Or you can be an entrepreneur, but take it and do it in the right way. Not just, I want the freedom, I want the beach type.
Yeah, because there is no freedom. Not to start with.
You said you built a company in 10 years.
Gone. Yeah.
Not all entrepreneurs will take it. They will die.
Listen, there was times where I thought maybe the easiest thing is to die.
Exactly.
You know, and those thoughts cross your mind.
True.
As morbid as they are.
True.
But when you're pushed to those limits, you're driving your car, you think, I'm in a fast car.
True.
If I drive this at 140 and hit the central reservation, it's all over.
100%.
My life is covered for millions and millions. My family will be better off. The troubles are gone. So there's so many things you have to deal with.
You know, I remember COVID time. Before COVID, of course, the time before COVID, I was a corporate guy. I never thought about the paycheck. I know the bank will ring every single month. Doesn't matter. Then COVID, I'm an entrepreneur, right? Then responsibilities on your head, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
People that you're responsible for. You need to pay the salaries. Nobody's working. Everything is shut down. So you need to have this type of DNA in you, that you're willing to take the risk. You're willing to wake up every morning. You're working towards something that literally you don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Or if it's gonna happen.
Exactly. So it's an amazing journey. I love it. I thrive on it.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, you thrive on it. You understand? There's type of people, no, they can't. And you need to accept it. You can always be the second person good in a corporation. No problem at all. But you just need to accept it versus what's happening around you, the trend. Your friend who's sitting on social media every day boasting about themselves, which is actually worth nothing. Majority of them. Proven. Literally. So both are good.
Seif, last question to wrap it up. Bit of a morbid, sad question, I like to call it. So let's obviously, I hope you have a very, very long life, you know, but when it's all said and done and you're lying there in the box and the final speeches are being made about you, your final obituary, what do you want people to be saying about you? If you was a fly on the wall and you could hear it, what would you want to hear?
Okay, couple of things. A great father, husband and son. Made a huge impact in the community where he lived. And no single piece of human on earth could twist his arm. Which means we live in a world where you're pushed too much to do things against your values and principles and. And literally I want to be written on my grave that here lies a man that no human on earth could twist his arm, that make him do things against his will, against his values, against his principles. So these are the couple of statements.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. I love that. Well, Seif, listen, thank you so much, man, for joining me on this podcast.
I loved it, brother.
We could have carried on for all afternoon.
Let's have some coffee.
But I think do you know what? We'll keep them waiting for episode 2. We'll do another one. Of course,
I really loved it.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll put your details in the show notes. And look, I think, guys, if you're listening, you need to go and watch some of the podcasts. I normally listen to your podcast when I'm on the stepper, which is the most painful thing. So when you got a podcast going on, it makes things nice and easy, but this guy's got some real value out there, some real solid content. Go give him a follow and have a listen.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, brother. It's an honor. Thank you.